My name is Robin Gaynes-Bachman, and I'm a painter, and here we are in my studio at 52 Bond Street, and these are large oil paintings of deities that I'm showing you today. This is the tool that I am painting all the paintings with. Years ago, I made jewelry, lost wax jewelry, and I used this to do the jewelry with, to create the wax forms. And I sort of just moved from jewelry into painting without putting this tool down. I loved the control and the ability to create very specific shapes. And really, what I realize I do is I'm really a sculptor, but what I'm sculpting with is oil paint, because the paint is actually sculpted onto the canvas. With this Kali painting, I knew that I wanted her to be reds, but as I was working on it, I was thinking of it as, in a sense, an exercise in restraint, because even though it's a million shades of red and blue, this is the first painting that I really was able to restrain the color with, and so I was consciously thinking of a million variations of one color. I like having like one long monogamous relationship going on, you know, because every day I'll be thinking about that painting and those colors. My paintings take a long time to complete, anywhere from about a year to a year and a half, and I only work on one deity at a time. I know when I'm through with a painting, basically because every inch is covered. It's very rare that I will change a color. I remember I was in India in 1989, and at that point I remember seeing a sculpture of Durga, and I remember thinking, you know, I would like to paint that someday. I hadn't yet started any of the deities, but I started thinking about it at that point. I was reading the Bhagavad Gita, which is a song, well, a dialogue between God and his disciple, and I decided to paint Krishna, the Lord in this epic poem, and paint the sutras from the Bhagavad Gita that moved me the most. So that was really the first large deity that I painted. Saraswati, which is the goddess of arts and speech, language and writing. I invoke the mantras before I paint, and I paint the mantras into the painting. So I've had Sanskrit scholars write out the mantras for each deity for me in Sanskrit. And then, even though they're very abstract, I've worked them into the paintings. With Saraswati, for example, there's one sentence, there's one phrase that says, she ever glorified by Vishnu, by Brahma, by Shiva. What that really means is ever glorified by destruction, glorified by creation, glorified by sustenance. And I thought, that is how I want to be ever glorified. People have asked me, what would I do if I weren't painting? I would be a mass murderer. I mean, I have no idea what I would be doing. I get even my closest friend, if ever I call her and it's like, oh, and I seem anxious, she'll just say, Robbie, when is the last time you painted? And it's always like 2 or 3 days. And I am a danger to myself. You know, in fact, painting is so, in painting, you can have all the problems on earth you need, and then you can solve all these problems and you don't disturb anybody. It's all within the work. You know, I want people to feel inspired when they look at this work. I want them to feel uplifted, and I want them to feel free, and I want them to be grabbed by it enough to become still, because I really think it's in the stillness that we experience everything. So it's sort of odd to go the route of sensory overload to achieve stillness, but that's really what I want the paintings to be. I want them to be so overwhelmingly textured and colored, and you know, so powerful that they'll just stop the person. So that's really what I'm hoping to give people, is an inner stillness.